So hello everyone and welcome to our second session of the Resilient Founder webinar series. Today's topic is recovery and we are thrilled to have Andy and Peter with us today. My name is Lisa Jaeger. I work for the TUM Venture Lab Climate and Circular Economy. I'm sorry, we have a new name. I introduced the Venture Labs in the last session, so I will skip the introduction this time. But in case you want to learn more about us, we're gonna post the link in the chat, and please don't hesitate to reach out to me. So the reason why we set up this session today is because breathing is such a powerful tool, and yet it's very underestimated. It's important for maintaining our health and for the emotional regulation as well. Very few people truly know how to do it effectively, and Andy and Peter are two of them. So they're gonna share everything they know about it with us today. Peter will share science-based insights and guide us through practical sessions today. So before we get started, a little bit of housekeeping. We will have a question and answer session later on, so please enter your questions via the question and answer section. So I'm really honored to introduce you now to Peter van Woerkum and to Andy Loy. So Peter, you go first. You are the CEO and founder of the Regulate app. You're coming from a family of musicians where breathing has always been an important topic. You started off as an engineer, worked at strategy consultancy firms, worked at clients, and then you decided you wanted to do something else with your life. So you transitioned from leadership coach to being a founder yourself. You are a certified breathwork coach. Your coachees are founders themselves, so you really know their world. When they asked you in some of the sessions which app you could recommend, there was nothing on the market. That's why you started Regulate, right? So we are so excited to have you here, and we're really interested to learn from all your experience and from your journey.
Thank you, Lisa.
Andy, you are an entrepreneur, impact investor, co-founder of Konux, and co-founder of the Job Foundation. You built one of Europe's fastest growing tech startups by age 29, and you were recognized by Forbes 30 Under 30 among many other recognitions. You changed your path due to a severe health condition with your heart caused by your former lifestyle, and you stepped back as CEO to refocus on your health. Among other tools, you integrated breathwork sessions into your daily routine. So we're sure you have a lot to share. Thank you so much for being here, the two of you today, and I will hand over to Andy now.
Thank you very much. And I think, as always, thank you, Lisa, thank you, Anna, for doing all the magic that this is actually happening. And as I want to remind everybody, Lisa was the reason how that whole thing started as a webinar, which I think is super important, as coming from my own journey of giving myself in and then giving myself up until my nervous system broke down. And it took me 2.5 years to really and a lot of, I would say, luck blessings to really go back into to a healthy state without long-term severe conditions. And I was very lucky. Others are not, and we thought, okay, we need to set up something to help everybody to have the tools to sustainably perform and bring to life whatever they want to bring to life. But I think today is really also about you. So I think I want to do a small, let's say, poll here to just feel into the room of how recovered do you feel right now. So you should see a poll, and you can let us know where your biggest challenge is. This goes quick. So nearly where everybody answered. If you haven't answered yet, I give you 5 more seconds. 2, 1, go. Perfect. Wow. Thank you very much for sharing. I don't know if you see it on the screen, but number one is the biggest challenge, mental focus and feeling overwhelmed. Thank you for that openness and energy and sleep. Money runway, I can relate to that, nearly going bankrupt 3 times. And yeah, no, and also relationship, family, and others. So thank you very much for sharing that. And yeah, I'm so happy to have Peter here because besides being the founder of Regulate and working with some of the most, let's say, or the most well-known founders across the globe. Peter's also became a good friend on the journey, and yeah, I'm just so happy to have you here, and yeah, I want to. Start off the session because this will be a little bit of a different session where we dive into the science, but we also do experiences. So I was so looking forward to this, and it's 11:11, and uh, it's 11 a.m. in Germany. So I'm so happy to have you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Andy. And yeah, to everyone who just gave their answers to the poll, it's really, really helpful to have your open input on that and some vulnerability there. Yeah, I'm really, really delighted to be here and to make this a really engaging session together. And like Andy and also Lisa said just yet, I've learned that breathwork is sort of an undiscovered tool for many of us. And some founders that I coached, and even include like people like Hanno Renner and Mike Wax, they said after they discovered breathwork, it's actually the tool that I didn't know I needed. And that is for many people how they describe when they discover breathwork. What taught me over the years is that what you just wrote in the chat, this struggling with mental focus or overwhelm, is really one of the key things that founders and executives are dealing with. And not only founders and executives, you will also find it in their teams. And that were the people that I was working with as a coach. And I decided really to go on the mission to bring this tool of breathwork that I was carrying with me already for 10 years. And I saw that people in top sports and in other sectors were using it. And I found it such an incredible missed opportunity that in the business world, it was not embraced really at scale, because it's really the most simple and effective tool. And the good thing is everyone has it. So I will guide you through really the basic science of breathwork, but mostly we're going to practice breathwork with a focus on recovery. So let me start first by sharing what is breathwork actually. And you can be very complex about this, but I'd like to make this very simple. Breathwork is the art of conscious breathing. So being conscious of your breathing pattern, and with that regulate your mental, physical, or emotional state. And you have this tool with you, and you can regulate on all these 3 dimensions every minute of your life. As such, I would really like to see breathwork as a self-leadership tool. And if you're building a company, I can tell you, it all starts with being able to lead yourself. And that is also when you can lead others. And breathwork is the most effective self-leadership tool that you have. Now, what is the essence of breathwork? And again, I could speak for hours about this, but I'll really try to capture the essence here. In essence, it's all about nervous system regulation, and specifically our autonomic nervous system. And you can see here a little graph of that. And this part of the nervous system is the part that functions autonomously. So it steers all the processes in your body that you don't want to be thinking about, such as how your heart is beating, how your breath is going, how your digestion is flowing, even your reproduction organs are being steered there, all things you don't want to be thinking about. And it has two sides. It has a sympathetic side and a parasympathetic side. This sympathetic side is also known as the fight or flight system or the action system. And the parasympathetic side is also known as the rest and digest system or the maintenance system. Now, I would, one thing here is what you see here on this screen is a system that is probably hundreds of thousands of years old. And it hasn't really developed over time. And just keep that in mind when I speak about the next few slides. So if you simplify it even further and you look at regulating our nervous system, you could look at it as a dial. And it's a constant activation of these two sides of the nervous system. And the nervous system is constantly switching from action to maintenance. You know, you are doing something, you're in sympathetic mode, then you're resting for a moment, you're in parasympathetic mode. Now, and the beauty, but also the challenge of this system is that it always seeks balance. And that's the thing with everything in your body. The body always seeks homeostasis. Also with the nervous system, the autonomic nervous system always seeks balance. Now, in the world that we are living today, this is really a big challenge to keep the nervous system somehow in balance, because this sympathetic side of our nervous system, this action side of our nervous system, is also there to keep us safe. It's constantly scanning for danger, because you know, when our nervous system was developed, it was really there to keep us safe. You know, it was there to warn us for real danger, like a lion is chasing us. However, in the world that we live today, this system is acting basically the same, but our environment has completely changed, and the nervous system cannot distinguish between all the non-real dangers and the real dangers that we have coming at us. Now, why is this so important to understand? Our nervous system reacts also to a difficult email coming in. It's also a sympathetic activation. It's also a trigger to the body where it wants to do something, or it wants to fight, or it wants to flight. It goes even as far as if you think about something that might potentially happen in the future, which concerns you, it has the exact same trigger. It activates the sympathetic side of our nervous system. Now, when you say you struggle with mental focus or overwhelm, this is a clear sign for me that you have an overactive sympathetic side of your nervous system, which you might also translate to you're slightly out of balance. Now, you're not alone here, because most of us are chronically suffering from overactivation of our sympathetic side of our nervous system. And it's for a large extent just a consequence of the world that we live in. We get so many impulses. Recently learned that a human being today gets as many impulses on their nervous system in one day compared to a hunter-gatherer received on his body in his entire life. So that's the comparison you can keep into mind. Now, the beauty of the breath is, and linking to that, is that the breath is the only autonomic function that you can steer by will. And with that, you can control this dial, you can control your nervous system. And that is really the essence of doing breathwork. Now,
And I think this is super important to understand, is like, because when I had my nervous system burnout, that meant my heart was stopped beating like 1,000 times every day. It is like you can't just tell your heart stop.
Yeah.
or continue, right? It just doesn't
Yeah.
work. And so this is your digestion is just is it like your like our bodies are so powerful, right? As soon as you put something in your mouth, your stomach does something. Can you control your stomach and say, nah, nah, like, please put some, like, please put all the in, please prepare to have food. It doesn't work like that. So the only way to and I think this was also in my personal journey against the whole burnout and against all odds from my doctors was I thought my only way to actually heal my heart, I figured out after it took me a year, was the only access to a nervous system is really breath. And so this is why everybody can just now decide stop breathing, or you can start breathing again. But
Yeah.
if you don't think about it, it will just work for you.
Yeah, that's a wonderful explanation. I want to go even back to that on eating. So when you eat, the body starts to do something. When it's functioning properly, you have some time after you've eaten, and you calm down a little bit, so the digestion can start. Now, what happens when you are sympathetically active? When you stay active, the body shuts down or slows down your digestion. So even being in this sympathetic mode can really cause issues with how you process food. So it can lead to all kinds of disorders. Now, and coming back to the heart, and this is the most direct thing you can actually feel. And it's actually something you can do while you're listening to me right now. If you find your heart beat, for instance, in your pulse or on your heart or in your neck, wherever, if you just put your finger there, and for most people it helps like this or like this. What happens when you inhale? Your heart rate slightly goes up. And what happens when you exhale? Your heart rate slightly goes down. Now, this is in real time seeing this dial of your nervous system move. You inhale, heart rate goes up, you get sympathetically active. You exhale, you activate the parasympathetic side of the nervous system, and your heart rate goes down. With each breath, inhale and exhale, this sympathetic parasympathetic activation is taking place. Now we get to recovery, because that is what this is all about. If you train the body to be more parasympathetically active, this is where your real strength for recovery is taking place. And you can train this. Whoever is measuring their body metrics, like with Whoop or Aura or Apple Watch, I'm wearing almost everything right now because we're integrating it into the app. And Andy and I like to really talk about that also. There's one measure you want to look at, and that is HRV, or heart rate variability. Because heart rate variability is going to give you a measure how good your nervous system is in regulating itself. And that is what you ultimately want. You want a nervous system that is capable of quickly going into action, but also quickly going into maintenance state. And that is what you can train, and you can see if you're making progress if you look at your HRV. Now, that is really the essence of breathwork, regulating your nervous system. Here you see a very nice graph of what this means in practice. You inhale, heart rate goes a little bit up. You exhale, heart rate goes a little bit down. And so if you really have a solid way of breathing, this is what your heart rate pattern would look like. And we're going to practice this. So that's the first thing that we're going to do. By the way, all the practices that we do today, you can just do in a seated, position and just breathe with us. No one is seeing you. And I would just recommend that you take really the chance to dive into these practices. Now, the first practice that we're going to do is, I like to call it the perfect breath, and it's coherent breathing. And coherent breathing is there to really train the body to make these nice little flows in the heart rate. So slowly inhaling and slowly exhaling. And we're doing that for inhaling for 4 counts, and inhaling for 5 counts, sorry, and exhaling for 5 counts. That's the rhythm that we're going to breathe in, and we're going to breathe for 3 minutes. In and out through the nose. And I will guide us. We breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 4, 5, and out. Keep this rhythm. It can help to have a hand on your belly and out. 2, 3. Softly in and softly out. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 4, 5. Softly in and softly out. Now you're used to this rhythm. Maybe even gently close your eyes. In and out. When you get a little bit sleepy, keep focusing on the breath. 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Notice how the breath flows into your nose. And out from your nose. Bringing heart and breath in perfect coherence with this breath. You're also activating alpha brain waves, which brings you into a state of presence, also your learning state. Take 2 more breaths. And just return to normal breathing and notice how you feel. Notice how you feel right now. And just gently open your eyes again. You can always write in the chat how you're feeling, what you are experiencing. And this breath is not by incident that it's coincidence that it's called perfect breath, because this is the proven rhythm of the body that brings your heart and your breath in perfect coherence. And this is stimulating your vagus nerve. This is really training the capacity of the most important nerve in your body, the vagus nerve, to relax. Yeah, I already see someone saying feeling 10 times more relaxed. Yeah. Feeling a little bit lightheaded. Yeah, that can also happen. It can have two reasons. One, you might have been breathing fast while you were breathing, or you are giving a little bit. That's the most obvious reason, when you breathe a lot. And if you feel that, I would recommend, when you do this exercise, to really do it very slowly.
Mm.
Yeah. So
My heart rate is just down at it's 448. So it's like,
oh,
that's
right.
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah,
No, and I
beautiful.
think this is super powerful because as as we're all know, we can gift ourselves some space every day to do those practices, but ultimately it's our day-to-day behavior that
Mm,
that influences everything. So I'm actually sitting in some board meetings, especially when people having like this.
yeah.
There's a lot of, I would say, there's tension, there's energy. If you can remind yourself to do this, and or just in the
Mm,
and nowadays we're in a lot of Zoom calls, just doing this, gift yourself just like 1 minute doing this in parallel. And
yeah.
as somebody, as June just wrote in the chat, it's like present. You will feel so much more present
Mm,
and clear. And for me, it's like every time I feel attached, it's like I need to say this. It's like this is really not okay or something. It's like if that one breath or this exercise really changes my response.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. 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 And like you say, when you are in a meeting and you notice that your heart rate goes up or that you're a little bit agitated, this is something that you can actually do while no one is noticing it. You just don't need to speak for a few moments and you do this exercise. Um, yes, Mama, we definitely share the presentation later.
and
But this
more.
is
You
just
will get more. This is like
this is
it's a
just the
place of
beginning.
abundance.
This is just the beginning, but this was the most important breathing practice that you will ever learn. Okay, so I'm going to give three little exercises and we're going to practice them very quickly and we have some more space for a longer exercise after that. But I want you to know that you have these three in your toolbox. You will also find exercises in our app, by the way, and I will gift you with access to our app at the end. Um, and these are three exercises that really help you not only with down regulation but also with being more calm and present. And I'm going to explain them each quickly. So first, and this is one of the most researched types of breathwork, it's the physiological sigh. And we're going to do three rounds together. I would recommend to do this really when you had a very heated moment and you literally feel your heart rate is very high. And this is also when you feel your muscle tension is very high. And this is like your immediate stress relief. Um, Even in Stanford, you all know Andrew Huberman probably. He calls it like a kill switch for stress. Now, how does this work? You inhale through your nose and you fill up to about 80% of your lung capacity. When you are here, you inhale again, but that's a powerful, shorter inhale. And then you exhale very long, as if you breathe out through a straw. As long as you can. Let's do this a few times together. Or Andy, you wanted to
Yeah, no,
add?
I just wanted to say, it's like maybe it's like because I do this a lot when I'm in the car and I just had a
Ah,
intense moment or after a call.
yeah.
I think what would help is to really see the effect if you just think about one single thing that really stressed
Mm,
you this week, or yesterday was Monday. Monday is usually the moment you open up your email account and you thought, I'm in control of my week, and then
yeah,
universe tells you you're not in control. So um so basically just go into that quickly and say, okay, what stressed you this morning, what stressed you today? It's like, so did you maybe even go into that a little bit, and then
yeah,
think we can start in five
yeah,
seconds
yeah, yeah. Great. Take that situation in mind. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. We
Now the heart
inhale
rate is above
together.
80.
Yeah. I'm really excited. Okay. We inhale through the nose. We top it up with another inhale. And then we exhale long through the mouth. Do that again. We inhale. Inhale again. And you exhale long through the mouth as if you breathe out through a straw. Do one more time. Inhale again. And you exhale long through the mouth. Okay, this is your kill switch. Whoever has a dog, if you look at a dog while it's laying down, you can see that the dog is doing this quite a lot. And it's doing to release stress from the body. It's very interesting. Okay, next exercise. It's a box breath. This is going a little bit into the tactical area here. And again, this might be something that you want to practice today. There will probably be a moment today when you have an important call or an important meeting. This is just a very simple exercise. It was actually invented by the Navy SEALs to prepare them for an intervention or a mission. They do it right before and also right after. Remember the dial of the nervous system, what this does. You inhale slowly for 4 counts. You hold your breath for 4 counts on full lungs. And then you exhale through your nose or through your mouth for 4 counts. And then you hold your breath on empty for 4 counts. When you inhale, you activate the sympathetic side of the nervous system and you hold. And when you exhale, you activate the parasympathetic side of your nervous system, also when you hold on empty. Now we're going to do this for a couple of rounds together, just to feel how this works. And again, I will support us with some music here that helps us with the counting. You will hear a rhythm. Let's follow that rhythm. 3, 2, 1. You breathe in. 2, 3, 4. You hold. 2, 3, 4. You exhale. And you hold. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in and count in your head. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. In. And keep counting in your head. I will explain later why. Hold. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3. We do one more round. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Return to normal nasal breathing. And notice how you feel. And as always, you can write in the chat if you want to share how you feel. And why did I say count in your head? And I was also drawing a box with my hand. And this is really the trick with this breathing exercise. When you count in your head and even visualize drawing a box, when you inhale for 4 and you hold, and you exhale and you hold, you're distracting the mind. And this can be super helpful if you really want to be present for that what you are going to do. This is also why the Navy SEALs invented it, because they are super tense usually before they go into something and they want to balance their nervous system. That is what you're doing. But they want to make sure they have no distractions in their minds. They want to be fully there. And this really helps you Get into the present moment by distracting any thoughts and bringing your attention only to your breath and your counting. And Miguel is already sharing that this one feels quite effective. Yes, that's
Yeah.
it is quite
It
effective.
is, it is. And I
Yeah,
think this is also, I mean, the one before is rather, right, you do it after a call or you do it in
yeah,
your car, right? This one is something you can do in a meeting because it
yes,
just balanced you. I like it just sometimes because in a in a board meeting it might be not always yet fully be accepted to close your eyes, but you can just like I count on my fingers in my
yeah,
lab just opening up and it just works, right? Because it's that clarity and yeah, it's proven. So it's um yeah, I love that one
yeah.
especially.
Yeah, and remember the dial again of the nervous system. This really works both ways. So if you inhale, you activate sympathetic. When you exhale, you activate parasympathetic. And regardless on which side you are dominantly active when you start this, when you do this a few minutes, the dial will automatically get into the middle. And that's where you want to be. You want to be in this balanced state. Okay, the last one is it's basically just to describe, and we can maybe do one practice breath. If you feel that you need to relax just a little bit after something happened, so it's not as stressful as as the first exercise that we did, but you just want to be more calm. Or if you want to fall asleep, this is also extremely helpful. I saw some people struggling with sleep, and this is the really, really simplest rule of thumb. If you exhale longer than you inhale, you activate your maintenance, your relaxed side of your nervous system. If you do this a little bit longer, like 3, 4, 5 minutes, extending your exhale over your inhale, you will really feel that you start to be sleepy. And that is because you start to produce melatonin. And you can also take a pill with melatonin, but you can also produce this just by itself. And just take, let's say, 3 breaths together. You inhale for 4 counts, 2, 3, 4, and you exhale for 6 counts, either to the nose or to the mouth. 4, 5, 6. Inhale for 4 and exhale for 6. 4, 5, 6. And when you do this, you can even visualize that whenever there's tension or negativity in you, when you exhale, you let that slowly flow out of your system. This is really helping you downshift very rapidly. Good. So these are your 3 real simple toolboxes in your recovery toolkit. Yeah. Now I want to do one final exercise together. And yes, we improvised a little bit because I really don't want to let you leave this webinar without having felt the magical combination of being calm and very focused at the same time. And what we're going to practice in a moment is a practice that you can also use to train your resilience to stress. So again, to deal with more stressful situations in your life and be just calm in that stressful situations. We're going to do this seated, and it's called Tumo breathing. And Tumo breathing you can see as an active way of meditation. And we're going to do 3 rounds of 11 breaths, and we're going to hold our breath after these 11 breaths for 33 seconds. That is what we're going to do. Everyone can join. However, if you are pregnant, have epilepsy or a heart condition, you should not perform the breath holds. So that's an important disclaimer with this type of breath work. We do this seated. into the nose, out through the mouth, and I will demonstrate just briefly what this looks like. You inhale, and you inhale as full as you can. You make yourself big, and you exhale, you just open your mouth and you let go. It's a full inhale, and just letting go from the mouth. And I would recommend to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. If you are more experienced, you can also inhale through the mouth, but it's more activating. Yeah? When you do this, you might feel some physical sensations that are new, some lightheadedness, or even some tingling in your fingers or in your face. That is all normal, but it should not stress you out. Yeah, you can always slow down if you feel you need to breathe slower. We're also doing
So
this.
it's your breath, you're in control, and now there's going to be getting excited. I will mute myself, otherwise I will disturb everyone.
Okay, good. Here we go, and you can just, I would recommend just to close your eyes to really go inside for a moment. Just notice your breath. Now we start with 11 deep inhales. Breathe in, and we let go. Breathe in, and we let go. We breathe in, and we let go. Like a wave in, no pauses, and out. Fully in, and letting go. Keep breathing in this space. Fully in, letting go. Okay, 2 more breaths. Now the final deep breath in, fully in. Exhale. Now after the exhale, hold your breath on empty lungs for 33 seconds. A feeling of relaxation to your face, to your shoulders, to your chest and to your belly. Get used to the feeling of not breathing. Breathe again in 3, 2, 1. Take a big breath in. Hold it on full for 3, 2, 1, and let go. Second round. Take a deep breath in and let go. Fully in. Fill up your belly and your chest and let go. Fully in. Let go. Fully in. Let go. Find your flow here. In to out. Each breath, you inhale clarity. Let go any tension or stress. Fully in, letting go. 2 more breaths. Final deep breath in. Fully in. Exhale. And hold the breath on empty. Get used to the feeling. Let the heart rate slow down. Soften the belly. Soften your hips. Feel how you get heavier on your chair. The body knows exactly what to do. You breathe in 3, 2, 1. Take a big breath in again. Hold it on full. While you hold on full, relax your shoulders. And exhale again. Last round. Full breath in again. And let go. So 11 breaths. Fully in. Make yourself big on the inhale. And let go. Fully in. Let go. Imagine you're inhaling clarity. You're letting go tension or stress. Exhale is letting go. Fully in. Letting go. Fully in. Letting go. A few more breaths. Letting go. Feel some tingling sensations coming up. 2 more breaths. Some yawning can also happen. Final deepest breath in. Fully in. Open the mouth, let go. Hold the breath after the exhale. Soften your belly, hips, legs. Feel how your feet in contact with the floor. Now the magic is happening inside your body. Breathe again. 3, 2, 1. Take a big breath in. Hold it on full. Relax the shoulders. Relax the neck. And 3, 2, 1. And exhale. Return to normal nasal breathing. Slowly move your fingers and your feet. Roll your neck a little bit, shoulders. If you want, you can share in the chat how you feel. Just notice how you feel. How do you feel, Andy?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit blissed out.
Very at peace.
It's
I also
like
see.
I like still have a little bit of tears in my eyes. I'm like feeling, yeah, I'm just feeling deep gratitude because I was, yeah, feeling completely relaxed.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, yeah. Even Lucas is sharing he had a slight headache before, and now I'm calm.
Yeah.
Tears in my eyes also. Yeah. Some emotional release. Xavier raised a hand. I see Lisa, calm and present.
Yes, I'm back for the questions and answers session. Thank you so much, Peter, for guiding us through the practical sessions. It was so insightful and relaxing. The content you shared was so interesting as well. We learned a lot, I guess. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I think we have time for a couple of questions from the audience. So feel free to enter your questions via the Q&A function. We already got a couple of questions. I will just read it to you and then you will share your feedback. how can breathing help with digestive issues when I'm stressed, which is quite constant? My digestive system starts to fail me, although I love what I do and rather want to do more of it. I think you mentioned it before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The advice here would be to practice longer exhales, maybe directly after eating, even. So allowing the body to get into this parasympathetic mode to start digestion. That would be my number one recommendation. So practice extending your exhale. Yeah.
Thank you. The next question would be, do you have a specific breathing protocol when one is overstimulated and cannot sleep at night to get back from grind to flow phase?
Yeah.
I think we all can relate.
Well, I think that's a good point also to mention the gift Peter brought, because I think especially when I'm like super excited and cannot sleep, and I'm also nowadays tracking my sleep a little bit. I think breathing is just such a gift because it can calm you down. But Peter, please go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we all know this. We either cannot fall asleep or we wake up in the middle of the night and there's a thought. Remember again, the nervous system, the action side is being triggered. You can help the body get down to parasympathetic activation again just by extending your exhales. And there's a very simple practice. You start with inhaling for 4 counts, you exhale for 6. Then you inhale for 4, you exhale for 7. And you try to make the exhale longer and longer. What usually happens with people when they do it, they don't even reach 10 because they've fallen back asleep. Yeah. And it can help. It's also like a little aha moment, I think June asked me here. This is a very personal story. It can help when you can't sleep to also place a hand on your belly. And this was my first personal experience with breathwork. I think I was 10, not even 10, I think 8 or so. And I was sleeping over with my grandfather and I couldn't sleep. And he said, Peter, I have a tip for you. Place a hand on your belly and imagine that each breath starts with the hand on your belly. And I asked, okay, but how do you know this? And he said, after the Second World War, I walked back from Berlin to the Netherlands, and there were many, many nights that I couldn't sleep, and I taught myself this practice, and it helped me sleep. And now I understand what happens in the body when you do this, and bringing your breath deeper down into the belly is more activating of your most important relaxation nerve, the vagus nerve. So again, this really helps.
So the next question is towards the vagus nerve as well. You mentioned the vagus nerve. Do you think of any tech products that claim to stimulate the vagus nerve and are worth investing in?
I can take that one.
Yeah.
It's like because as I went on my healing journey, and I had, I would say at that stage, all financial more than enough financial means to try out everything, and I think ultimately for me, it's really nature gives you that, right? So breath is your natural tool, like other tools, nature, experiencing, like fresh air, like everything. So I'm a big fan. First of all, try everything that's natural on yourself and experience it before you move towards like tech products that are having a direct impact on your, or a pill, like as Peter said, like some people take melatonin. I mean, if that, there's a lot of studies how it can negatively impact over time your own rhythm and stuff. And I mean, nature gave us all of that. For sure, there's medical conditions where technology can help and is amazing. I would always start naturally. This is kind of my I would say, go to. And I think you will feel, and everybody who's kind of presently took the different exercises, you will feel that you feel that actually stimulation. Um, yeah, these are my 2 cents. So the good news is it's much cheaper,
Yeah,
and it's
it's
all
much
within
cheap.
you.
Yeah, yeah, and I will give you one little secret, adding to longer exhales that stimulate the vagus nerve. It's humming. So when you
Mhm.
hum on the exhale, that is proven to be an extremely effective stimulation of the vagus nerve.
Yeah, and you feel it. I mean, everybody can just do this, and you feel here a vibration
Yeah,
and it's going down. So it's super easy, and it's fun as well. Like
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and on the screen here you see, let's say, all the different modalities that you
mhm.
have, right? We talked a lot about down regulation and balancing today, but you also have another repertoire there of up regulating, creating more alertness, or even getting into hyper focus or flow state. You can all reach this with your breath. That is actually one of the questions here. What is the exercise that is my favorite routine? That is really getting into hyper focus in the morning. Um, with a certain routine. It's similar to what we just did in the last exercise, but slightly faster. That is really bringing you into a hyper focus state. I even did this with executives and founders, and that I gave, let's say, hey, what's a situation that you are dealing with, or a problem, or a decision, and they take it with them into an exercise of 10 minutes, and they come out and they say, I I solved it. And sometimes, and what is that? That is really letting the subconsciousness speak. There's often answers to be found in the subconsciousness. And all we have to do for that is just slowing down this part of the brain a little bit. Yes, you have to think of the problem, you have to prime yourself, but then let the subconscious do its work. And you will get answers. So many times this happened. People saying after session, Peter, I knew I needed to take a decision and now I know what it is. Thank you for letting me solve this in like 10 minutes.
That's
So you all
amazing.
have access to this gift now. Eh? So this, this really, this can change your life, really.
Mhm.
I guess this will.
And I think also to just to answer quickly on the morning routine. I mean, my personal one is like it's I tailor it I tailor it on what I need, right? Some days I feel not too high of an energy in the morning, and then I can regulate myself. It's just like, okay, I have this meetings or if this and this and this happening, so I can upregulate myself. Or I'm just super excited and I need to calm myself a little bit down. And so there's like two different. I think this is like why we want to do this session is really like having a toolbox everybody can just have, everybody can just use. Because it is, and you have it within you. And I try to everything from like different like things to sleep, right? And much stronger than just melatonin. And so when I couldn't sleep, and ultimately now I don't take any of this. And in terms of even also some of you might felt that emotional release, that joy. I mean, for me, it's like I said on my own journey, my the most powerful tool I found, and I tried them all. And the funny thing is, Peter and I actually share our breathwork teacher because I'm also like starting facilitating sessions and doing retreats and stuff because I was so excited of that I
Mm.
wanted to have more people. And then Peter said, "Yeah," and then now I have a technology supported version of that. I'm like, finally, God bless you. And
Yeah,
and here we are.
yeah. And it's there for everyone. It's on the screen right now to also try it out. You know, this was a teaser how you can really make this tool work for you in whatever direction you feel you need it. And we focused a lot on down regulating today. But just try it out. If you scan the QR, leave your name, and then you get access for a month free from us to really make this into a routine for you.
Yeah, and then you will see that some stuff comes in naturally. So you have that app. It will you have a guided version, but I think it's, and then during days and meetings, you will have, like, I have sometimes, like when I'm in a meeting, I have Peter's voice in my head. Not that I'm actually having earbuds, it's just subconsciously. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's lovely. It's like
Yeah, you can also fall
it's
asleep
a
with
good.
my voice.
It's just like every night I will have you with me. No, this is no, it's really something super super cool on that. And Elias also had that question of what's with the focus. You can try things out. There's even one, I think, called hyper focus in the app that you now have.
Yeah.
Everyone here has for free for 1 month. Thank you, Peter, for that gift. That's amazing. I think the hyper focus one, yeah, instant focus, is like super powerful. I do it often when I have like too much brain fog, and I have that, but I still have to be present in that meeting that's coming up or negotiation. Um, yeah, that is super 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 powerful. I didn't look into chat. Or Lisa, is there anything we missed?
I think there is one question left on your daily rituals and routines, but unfortunately we are like
Out of
time
time.
is up. Last time
I
you
am very.
shared you
Yeah, we will. We do
yeah.
it. We do it. We will put it on LinkedIn. We'll do a post. You can please, you can find Peter and myself on LinkedIn. We'll make a post, and every one of us can share their daily routine of being a founder, being an entrepreneur, knowing what it means to. I said before in the forehands with Peter, knowing what it means to raise money, and how you feel and what anxiety feels like. And now we are very happy to share this. And yeah, we have also, I hope now everybody scanned this. Otherwise, please write Peter
Yeah.
to really go there. And Peter, if you have some words, then I can tell you something about the next session that's coming up soon.
Yeah, I just want to end with this quote. Have a look at it, have a read, because this is really what breath is all about. Whatever comes at you, as a founder or as a person, generally in life, you always have a choice how you respond to a certain situation, and the breath is there to help you with that response.
And it's so powerful. Every moment in life we have the choice, right? And breath gives us the space if we let it happen. And yeah, thank you so much, Peter. It was like always wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
It doesn't matter where I meet you in the world, if you lead like the people from the Job Foundation, like Michael Baum, who was here in the first session, or like, it's always just a blessing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Peter. It was amazing. We learned so much, and I hope our founders can really integrate all these tools in their daily lives. I posted the link to the next session in the chat. The next session will be on body, mind, soul, kids, and company. So the focus will be on balance in family life. Also super interesting. It's going to take place on the 16th of December, and we will send around the link as well as your presentation, Peter. Right? We're going to share the slides as you mentioned before.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's amazing, and will be an amazing session. Even if you don't have kids yet, like I don't have kids yet, you can learn a lot from our guest. She's like founded multiple companies, runs multiple companies, is a VC, and has 3 children, and yeah, it's like body, mind, soul balance in craziness, and how she deals with that. And she's also super open. Looking forward to have her. And yeah, thank you, Peter. and everybody have a beautiful day. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time. And yeah, don't forget to breathe.